What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do a in the bag for you guys, and figured I might as well try to catch some fish today while I'm out here. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. This is the 2020 in the bag for Eric McCabe, and let's just jump right in it. What do you say? We're gonna start with a disc that should be in everybody's bag. I think you guys know what it is. It's the EMAC Truth. I keep 4 of them in the bag right now. 3 of them have been in the bag for quite a while now, and the other one is brand new to the bag. I like to keep a lot of EMACs in the bag with different stabilities, different wear and tear, all that good stuff. And starting up the B Dynamic one, this has been in the bag the longest. I reach for this thing anytime I need to hit a tunnel, need a long turnover shot, high turnover shot, hyzer flip. I can get it to dump hyzer at the end of the flight if I put enough hyzer on it, but majority of the time if I'm reaching for this, it's because I want it to go on a rope, dead straight. Love this disc. Can't say enough good things about it. It's been in my bag for well over a year now. Moving on, the Moonshine one right here with a Death Star die on it, which is pretty sick. It has been in the bag for about a year as well, and it's kind of like a nice complement to the B Dynamic one. It can hold that right line, it can go straight, it has a little bit more stability than that one, so if that one is kind of holding that right line a little too long, I'll be reaching for this one that round as well. So next is probably my favorite run of EMACs. It's the metallic run of EMACs. These things are awesome. These things just hold that hyzer line. They have a nice little dome to them. I had a run of these made with the signature stamp. I may even have a few of these left. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll have to check. But for these are the most stable ones, and of the Lucid line at least. And it's just, man, it's fantastic. It just stays in the air, and it always finishes left for me. So I can always trust on this disc. The next one is new to the bag this year. It is the Lucid-X run of EMACs, and they actually just released. They sold out the first editions at DD, but there'll be more coming throughout the year, and maybe you can hit up your local retailer and see if they have one. You never know, they may have one in stock. So don't worry about missing out on it. We will definitely have a restock coming at some point. I don't know when, but at some point you can have another opportunity to get one of these. It is fantastic. It's got a nice dome on it. It has stability written all over it. It is the most overstable version of the EMAC that I have ever thrown. It flies stability wise a lot like those older Truth tooled Verdicts, but with more glide. So it stays in the air a touch longer, but it's always dumping left for me at the end of the flight. I love this disc. I can't say enough good things about it. Thank you so much to everybody that purchased one, supported me. It doesn't go unappreciated, I guarantee it. Thank you so much. So moving on, the only other mid in the bag right now is the Justice, and it is in there because it needs to be in there. It needs to be in everybody's bag. Just overstable. You know what it's going to do. You know it's just going to dump left. It's not going to go very far, especially this Lucid line. And yeah, if I need a forehand approach, I can throw it. If the wind is up, I live in Kansas, so the wind is usually up, I can throw it then. I throw it then a lot. Pick up a Justice. If you play somewhere windy, if you have a big arm, if you need a disc to just go left, not very far, but left, and you're a right-handed player, pick one up. Moving on to the fairways in my bag. Something new to the bag this year is the Sergeant. I got a Fusion prototype in the bag, and I've also got a new first run Lucid that I've been working in, and they fly pretty close to the same, I would say. Sneaky distance on this thing. It doesn't have a very wide rim, so it's got really nice grip to it, and I can just put it on a line. I know what it's gonna do. I know I can trust it. It was very surprising to me the first few times that I took this disc out and threw it, how far it was traveling. It was just going, and it's gonna be a great addition to the DD lineup, and I think it's a fantastic disc. You guys should check it out. Moving on to one of the most overstable discs in my bag, aside from the Justice, is the Felon. The Felon, the Lucid-X Eric Oakley Felon. Overstable, you guys know it. This 2020 run came out board flat. I can have a nice grip on the bottom. I can forehand it if I need to, which isn't very often, but like I said, I play in Kansas, so if I need something to just go left, something I can trust, I reach for the Felon. Pick one up, support Oakley. Good dude. He needs it. Pick him up. Up next is the Trespass. It is a staple in my bag as well, I would say. The Lucid-X one that I keep in the bag, I will typically throw it with a forehand. It's got a nice dome to them. These things are super beefy. If you've thrown the other like Lucid or Fusion Trespasses and thought, man, I really like the flight of this, but it's just a touch too understable, go pick up one of these. This thing is amazing. It is beef. It can, I mean, it can fight wind. For me, I love throwing it on a forehand. It is probably the one disc in my bag that I throw a forehand more than any of the others. Not that I throw a lot of forehands, but if I do, I'm probably reaching for the Trespass, the Lucid-X one at least. This one's new to the bag. It is a Chameleon Trespass for the Pro Worlds fundraisers, and it is awesome. They just looked really cool in the store, so I had to pick one up. You guys should go pick one up too. It does help support Pro Worlds. It helps every pro playing in that event, so go pick one of those up now at dynamicdiscs.com. These have a nice dome to them, and I just love the way it feels. I'm gonna definitely get out and throw it a little bit more. My take on it is probably going to be less stable than the Lucid-X, but more stable than the typical Lucid run because it does have quite a bit of dome to it. So I will be able to mash on this thing with hyzer, get some pretty good distance out of it, and I'm just excited to give it a try. Moving on to the Bio Enforcer. This one's been in my bag for a few years, since the disc came out actually, and it is just a straight flying enforcer at this point. I can get it to hold that right line. If I need something to just go straight and be a little bit slower, I know that the enforcers are a 12 speed, so it sounds weird to say slower, but when you're used to throwing discs like the Raider and Ballista and all those, this one is absolutely quite a bit slower than those, and it is just great. Point and shoot disc. It's become a staple as well. Next up is the Raiders. And I've got 3 Raiders in my bag right now. I've got the Lone Ranger, or the Lone Raider rather, with the Tim Perkins die on it. This thing looks amazing. He did a fantastic job on it. This one and the Ralph Raider are the 2 that get thrown the most in the bag probably. And the Ralph one is quite a bit understable now. It's been in my bag since Junior Worlds of last year, so July of 2019. And I can get a nice hyzer flip out of this. I can get it to turn over and ride to the right. I can even throw forehands if I need to. But for the most part, this thing is just there for long, straight distance. And if it is flipping over a little bit, then I'll reach for the Lone Raider one. It's a touch more stable than the Ralphie, just because the Ralphie's been in the bag for so long. The other one in the bag is the Hand-Eye Birdie Fuel Collaboration Lucid Domi Beefy. This thing is just beef, really. It just goes left, really. I can throw it in headwinds. I can throw it flat. I can crank it on a turnover line and know it's going to fade back. Just sneaky distance as well. Love that disc. Moving on to my roller is a Renegade. Just like every other year you've ever watched his videos of mine, the Renegade has always been my roller. If I need something to get it down quick, I can throw it flat. I can give it a little bit of hyzer if I want to get a little extra distance on it. But majority of the time, if I'm throwing the Renegade for my roller, I want it to go right. So I can get it down pretty quick and get it to turn to the right and just keep going. The Trespass is another disc that I'll reach for if I need a little bit more distance in a roller, but currently the Renegade is my go-to. Last few discs in the bag, I have a metallic EMAC Defender that is overstable. Just, that's all it is. That's what it's in the bag for those windy Kansas days where I need to fight the wind and the Raiders are just turning a little too much. This one will not. So that's what it's in the bag for. Next is the Ballista Joel, or Goldline Ballista Pro. This thing's been in the bag for a while as well. Just pure raw distance is what I'm throwing this for. So if I've got room to work, if I've got tailwind, maybe a slight left to right wind, but mainly if I have room to work, meaning if I have a wide open fairway or anything like that, that's when I'll be reaching for this one as opposed to like a Raider for more controlled distance. The Raider I love, and The Ballista Pro I do love too, but I can get a little bit more distance out of this disc when it's open. Meaning if there's a tree line or anything like that, if there's OB, then I'm reaching for the Raider because I know I can control it a little bit more, as with a Ballista Pro can get a little bit squirrely on me if I really pop on it. But when I throw it right, this thing goes a freaking mile. So next is the Page Shoe Sheriff, the Lucid-X ones from 2020. Good disc. It's rivaling the Ballista Pro as far as making a spot in the bag right now. It'll probably end up kicking that disc out because it flies pretty similar, I'd say. Maybe a touch more stable, which is only a good thing. Make sure you go pick up one of these and support Page, please. Moving on to my putters, throwing putters. I've got a AJ Risley Lucid-X Warden. Been kind of excited about this disc to come out. It's just good. I mean, it feels great in the hand. It's going to feel even better on those warmer summer days that you can really get a good grip on it. Just glides. It just stays in the air forever. I threw it on a couple nice Anheuser lines, and it would hold and then fade and kind of elevate her down. Throw it nice and flat, or with a little slight hyzer, flips to flat, and it just does go straight. So if you need a straight flying putter, Warden, Lucid-X, AJ's, support him. Check it out. Last but not least, as throwing putters go, the 2014 Trilogy Challenge Blend Shields has been my go-to throwing putter for years now, since 2014 actually. I've got a small collection of these. I've probably got 5 or 6 of them left, and this one's been in the bag for quite some time. I just love the way it feels. I love the way it flies. I can trust it. I know I can throw it at the basket. I know it's going to go straight at this point, and with the plastic, it kind of grips the ground a little bit more and doesn't get a whole lot of action. So I know I can trust it and throw it into for my approaches. So there's that. On to my putting putters. I am putting with the Mercy. What? Oh my God. Yeah, Mercy's again. I know I was putting with Judges for a while. Switched the Judges out because I was missing short left. Went to the Wardens. I was missing right or high because it had a lot of loft to it. So then I just went back to the Mercy. Just said, you know what? The Mercy's been the disc that I've been the most comfortable with, and I just need to trust it. That's what I'm doing. Went back to the Mercy, and I love it. It's been a good decision. I'm throwing the retro line right now. It's good. It's something that I know I can throw dead straight at the basket and not have to worry about a lot of lift, a lot of drop, a lot of fade, anything. It's just gonna fly straight for me. So that's why I went back to the Mercies, and yeah, maybe next year I'll change it up again. Who knows? But for now, Mercy's my man. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to check out any of the other stuff I've got going on. I've got a lot of really fun content coming out, and it's going to be fun. I've really enjoyed putting it together. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. So make sure you subscribe to my channel during this crazy second off season, I guess we're going to call it. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me throughout the years, and I look forward to the future. So thanks guys. See you next time.